What's up, Comic Book Nation? BD here with your recap to the rescue, breaking down everything you might have missed in The Walking Dead episode 902, The Bridge. The episode starts with Rick talking to Negan in his cell, which is actually a flash forward. 35 days since Gregory died in the season 9 premiere, things are going well for the survivors, like Carol and Ezekiel basically adopting Henry, and Rosita kind of getting along with the savior who cut her face open in season 7. They're doing some funky stuff with explosives, which is gonna matter in a later episode. Maggie and Michonne are getting along too, despite the Hilltop's leader really not wanting to hand over resources to the saviors. Maggie even lets Earl out of jail after he tried to kill her in last week's episode. But we're all way too busy crying over the paintings of Glenn and Hershel and Beth and the rest of Maggie's family on the wall at the Hilltop to care. At the bridge, though, things are not going so well. After Aaron tells Daryl he would be a really good dad, too bad Carol's taken now, a savior gets beat up by the kid and Daryl has to intervene. Punch, 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 and the famous Rick Grimes comes to the rescue. The saviors are becoming a real problem because later in this episode, the annoying bearded guy dropped a log on Aaron's arm. Does this cowardice remind anyone else of Nicholas from an earlier season? Aaron ends up losing his arm when Dr. Enid has to amputate. With Rick primed for an exit, Ross Marquand's character actually looks more like comic book Rick than Rick does. Back in the governor days of the books, Rick lost his hand and has used a little hook ever since. Anne and Gabriel start a little romance because he's not the kind of priest who isn't about that life, and she sees the helicopter flying in the distance, also going to be important in a later episode. After Rick banishes everybody's least favorite savior, Justin, from the camp, he has a chat with Negan, and it was all ripped straight from issue number 129 of the comics.
You're just getting it ready for me.
What say you, Jeffrey Dean Morgan?
I did love that line. It made me very, very happy. But I think, it's hard to know exactly what that is. I don't want to give too much away. But I do know that more than anything, what Negan knows that he's still got control of is he can push Rick's buttons.
Meanwhile, Justin takes a stroll under the stars with a bottle of rum and he gets pulled into the woods by an unknown assailant because this is the apocalypse. Did you catch any Easter eggs or references in The Walking Dead episode 902? Drop them in the comment section or send your thoughts my way on Twitter @BrandonDavisBD, and stay tuned to Comicbook.com/TheWalkingDead for more.